Alright, I think we're recording. Yeah, okay, cool. Alright, so we're at card number 10. This is our 11th thing on, because we started with 0. Here we are at the Wheel of Fortune, or the Fortune card. Now, we've gone through our initiation as the Fool to the point where we've actually become the Hermit. Now we're on to bigger things, bigger deals. Here we are at the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is the Buddhist wheel of reincarnation. It is the cycles of life. One specific depiction that I want to point out is on the Thoth deck, which is the one furthest to the left. Left, right? That'd be left. Okay, so you have the Sphinx on top. You got the crocodile at the bottom, and then you have the baboon climbing the wheel. Alright, so these are the three states of mind. So one is Sebek, the alligator, the materialistic, the pleasure-seeking sort of mind. That's where you're at when you're at the bottom of the wheel, because that's all you're going for. You're focusing on. You're trying to reestablish charge. The second is the monkey. The monkey is the monkey mind. This is the hermambulus. This is the chattering mind. This is the monkey that needs to be silenced in the Eastern traditions. And then at the top you have the Sphinx. Now, what is the Sphinx? The Sphinx is a cherubic beast, the representation of all the aspects of the being. Physical, mental, emotional, and willful, all combined into one. So you have the lion, face of a man, and usually they have wings of an eagle, right? So it's got to be all the different facets at their highest potential, right? And so the thing about the Wheel of Fortune, or the Buddhist wheel, is it's a cycle. And it goes and it rolls around. And it keeps going. It keeps coming around, right? So anytime this card comes up, this has to do with cycles of life, cycles of karma, the bigger sort of cycles of your purpose and what's going on. But the trick, as we all know, it goes up and then back down. Or let me do it so it more looks like this way, right? So it circles round and round and round and round and round and round, right? So the trick is to get to the top, fall back down to the center, and then switch over to the upward direction on the wheel, right? Now that's a trick, but again, that's not as possible as easily as said. So when this card shows up, it's usually good. It usually has to do with the moment things are. You can't control them because these are a part of the cycle. This is a necessary aspect of what has to happen, right? So this one's really weird because, again, it's the zodiac. It's supposed to be surrounded by the 4 cherubic beasts. So the 4 cherubic beasts are the fixed positions of the zodiac. So you have Aquarius, the man. You have Scorpio, the eagle, because Scorpio used to be depicted as an eagle before it was a scorpion. Okay. You have Taurus, the lion. You got Leo, or Taurus the bull, and Leo, the lion. Almost really screwed up on that one. Right? Okay, so its planetary association's Jupiter. And its Hebrew association's Cheth. Koth? No. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to actually look that one up. I don't want to do that. I'll do that later. Okay, but this one, it is dependent upon the cards around it. There's a lot of dependence on the cards around it. This seems to be the weird one, because even in the path, the tarot path on the Tree of Life, this one's in a like a catty-wonky position, right? On both sides, on both explanations of the tarot, both the traditional tarot paths and the Frederick-Cod tarot paths. Okay, so this represents cycles and different positions of the cycles, different frames consciousness. And the one thing about it is that when you realize what position you are on the wheel, you know what you need to do to move to the next position. So this is what this is very, very importantly about. It's about knowing your place so that you can change it if you want to. Alright. Again, this one's very small, very short card. This is one of those ones that, like, usually it's like, oh, something good's gonna happen, right? Or it's like, are good things coming? Are they? Or are bad things coming? You know, you gotta know these things, right? So that's the fortune card. I wish I actually had more to say about it. This is one of those dumb ones where it's like, oh, the cycle's going, and where you are at the cycle. This is about bigger karmatic things that you have to deal with in your life to move forward. That's what this card is. Alright, and so when the, okay, so as we talked about before, we follow the journey of the Fool, and now we're following the journey of the Hermit. Now the Hermit sees the wheel of life, the wheel of karma, the wheel of action, the wheel of cycles. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. I don't know where I'll be tomorrow. But now, the Hermit is actually looking at the bigger picture. He's looking at the cycles, how they move, how they act, how they correspond, where they are before he needs to actualize on them. Now he's thinking. Now he's worried about bigger picture stuff. Okay? And so, the Hermit, previously the Fool, is now moving towards the fulfillment of his soul, now that he kind of has an idea of the Buddhist wheel. And that's how you have to think of this. This is the ideal of the Buddhist wheel. Yeah. You know, you gotta do right action, right thought, all that nonsense, all that good nonsense. Alright, so that's the Wheel of Fortune. It is one of those cards that comes up when it's usually a boon or dealing with higher overarching life themes. So higher themes of your life that are in a cycle. Bigger cycles. Big cycles. Okay? Like the cycle of the zodiac. Has to do with big cycles. And where the position is of that cycle. Good or bad. Alright, so that would be that's the Wheel of Fortune. I'm trying to get these out as fast as I can. Again, these are basic overviews of the cards. These are not in-depth understandings. I don't have the time for that right now, but I can if I am supported. Right. So as we grasp these cards and these symbols that are present, we start to get a better understanding of everything else around us, because our entire system, our civilization, our society has actually been built up on the underpinning subconscious structures that the tarot is a depiction of. What does that actually mean? It means our society is based on the Western psychology, which has been pictorially shown through the tarot. This has been described pictorially through the tarot. And that's what we have to start understanding about tarot, is that this is a reflection of humanity. This is not some sort of extra thing that's not a part of us. It's not a magical oracle. What it is humanity. And so, just like the prescience of Dune, it is a oracleization or scrying or any sort of form of prescience is created by a natural law, a mathematical equation. Sort of, it's just a natural occurrence of being. By that, if you know exactly how people are thinking, you can determine how they're going to act. And that's where tarot helps us. It doesn't help us to determine the future. It helps us to understand people. Okay, and in the end of all things, there's only just people. It's all just people. It's all just people. All right, so that's the Wheel of Fortune, or the Fortune card. Big karmatic wheel of karma, the Buddhist wheel, the Eightfold Path, right? This is what this card represents. Alright, so that's me. If you guys like what I do, share, like, subscribe, leave comments, correct me if you need to, if you can. Add things if I missed something that you think I should do. Share this with your weirdo friends who are into tarot and occultism and all that nonsense. And, yeah. So until next time, that's me. Late.